I guess it's just a topic where the Better Business Bureau has attacked a Veterans in Defense of Liberty. So, Dr. McGill, talk to us about that, if you would.
Oh, it's an honor to be with you. I deeply appreciate it.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
I am the executive director of Veterans in Defense of Liberty, which kind of in a nutshell is a grassroots advocacy organization of veterans, a brotherhood, if you would, that are fully committed to maintaining the integrity of our republic based upon correct moral and constitutional principles. Sounds like you're our kind of guest. And you also used to serve in the U.S. Marine Corps, so we appreciate that very much. Thank you for your service, Dr. Scott. Well, thank you for your support. Also had the honor of serving with the Denver Police Department for 7 years. Oh, right on. Years ago. Very cool. Thank you. But, yes, indeed. But our mission is to inform and advocate about constitutional patriotic principles. We had... if veterans can't turn this country around, I don't know that it can be. There's enough of us to stand up. So we're a national organization. Got it. That all of a sudden, back on the 7th of February, were ambushed by a horrific hit piece, if you would, by the Better Business Bureau that basically said we were a charity organization that did not give money back to the veterans. We didn't buy wheelchairs. And yeah, excuse me, we are veterans. But the reality is we are not a charity organization, and they knew full well that that's the case. We're a 501c4, which has a completely different mission. Yes, very true. And they colluded, I believe, with a lot of our local media to put out just this horrible piece that was intended to defame us, if you would, and bring us down. I had the honor of talking to one of the leaders in the conservative movement not long ago. About a week after that happened, he said, "Well, welcome to the club." And he said, "But don't forget, if you're not over the target, you don't ever get any flack." Well, that's a fact. It's true. Indeed, it is. So, where do you think this initial? And by the way, it's just bad press coming out of the Better Business Bureau. Where do you think this came from in the first place, Dr. Scott? I would love to know their motive. I think it's one of two things, I think. We've got a couple of programs going right now. One of them is defending the presidency against obstruction, subversion, and impeachment. And the other is to get two laws passed in all the red states that make it illegal for the state to give any state money to sanctuary municipalities. Oh, well, you got two things going against you there then. So what's the third one? Because typically there's like three things. So there's two big ones. Yeah, this one I love. It will allow the states to, and Missouri, where I am, already does this, designate a significant number of highway patrolmen to go back to D.C. and had to undergo Homeland Security ICE training, which allows them to then be deputized as ICE officers. They go back to their state, and if you pick up a truckload of illegal immigrants, and ICE says, "Well, it'll be 2 days before we get there. You can call in your state patrol. They can take custody and begin processing." Okay. So there's a. I like that. The left is not crazy about that. No, not at all.
It sounds to me like you guys rank right up there with the NRA as far as being public enemy number one.
Exactly.
Oh my golly, most of us have guns too. Heaven forbid.
Oh, good night. Well, there you go. No wonder you got bad press at the BBB.
Yeah. Well, the other issue is we have, and I'm not sure which it was, one of our advisory board members, you probably know, is Chris Kobach. Okay. And Secretary of State running for governor. And the day after they hit us, the Kansas City Star picked it up and weaponized us to go after Chris Kobach as serving as an advisory board member of this charity organization that doesn't give money to veterans. So, I love, unfortunately, the only way to find that out is through discovery, and that's a very expensive process. They gave us an F rating. And
the Better Business Bureau. Yeah, just so everybody understands, you guys got an F rating by the Better Business Bureau, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And got caught, they have rescinded that rating.
Okay.
Because in reality, they are not allowed to, their standards do not allow them to evaluate 501c4s, which we are. C3s, they can. In fact, there is a C4, what's the name? The Neighborhood Assistance Corporation of America, which kind of followed Acorn.
Okay.
And were big in the banking collapse a few years back. They are a 501c4. If you look at them under the BBB, the BBB says, oh, they're not rated because we're not basically we're not allowed to. So they obviously have that double standard that exists throughout the swamp, and I think the swamp extends all the way across this country. It's not just D.C.
No, very well agree with you on that one.
They didn't like it, so we have backed them off fairly significantly at this point. They fired a little shot today. Just said they asked us about advertising, and that we hadn't answered all of their questions. The attorney answered it. We have what they really came after was when I closed a 25-year OBGYN practice here back in 2000 and at the end of 2010 to launch this.
Okay.
And by the way, you've heard of us before because we were also alphabetically number 400 on lowest learners list.
Okay.
But I knew that we were not going to accept money from the George Soroses of the world or labor unions, or we were going to rely, and I knew I couldn't sit at my desk and wait for somebody to come in. To start a national organization like this is not a cheap endeavor. So we did elect to use direct mails where we can actually bypass the false media, the fake media that we have today, and get the word out to people. And of course, it's nice if they return something in return. And so we actually have funded the whole launch of this through donations from everyday Americans who wish to rally around the cause of the Constitution, And so everybody is being brought into this at the same time, and that's what we need. We need to be able to stand together.
I agree. And that's probably what the Better Business Bureau does not like.
I'm sure of that. Well, coincidentally, they are not as sanctimonious as with such a stellar reputation.
No, they're not. I've got my own opinions on that I will reserve at this moment, but I agree with you. You're correct.
Well, it was 2012, I think, or 2013. 2020 did a big article or a piece on them and on their pay to play, as did Time Magazine.
Yeah, well, I've been a retail business owner in Colorado for I was almost 30 years, Dr. Scott. So I know very well what you just got done talking about right there, what you just mentioned.
Well, it's kind of a lot like the old mafioso protection scam.
Yes, it's not much different. I just going on record, I'll say this publicly, I am not a fan of the BBB.
Well, I think more and more people are beginning to realize what they are, and now they have real ideological leanings to the left at this point. Yep. And I'm not sure. We could have been a test balloon.
Could have been.
And I think that was one important reason for us to stand up and try to fight back a little bit.
Very good job. And so where does it stand today? Where are you at with it? Did they retract anything? Where are we at with that, Dr. Scott?
Well, we've got one of the finer attorneys that I can think of, guy I wouldn't want to go against, who kind of took this battle on for us. And right now they've gone pretty dark. So I don't know if they're going to show up again. I don't know, in a political campaign, for example, I know they like to bring things like this up around 3 times. So I'm not sure if it's going to come back up as that race in Kansas heats up. It's just going to it'll be a matter of time. But I do know for sure that it probably won't be the last time we're attacked by anybody. I mean, we've got a Lois Lerner, we got the BBB now,
Right.
and NRA's getting attacked at this point. So I expect if we're doing our job, well, they'll keep coming.
Yeah.
So Scott, what else can we here at Rush to Reason do, or listening audience do to help straighten the record?
Great question.
Well, they can surely go to our website, which is VIDOL, stands for Veterans in Defense of Liberty America, VIDOLamerica.org. Get engaged with us. They can sign up, receive our emails. There's a donation button, and I never turn donations down. It's always hard for me to ask for them, but I don't turn them down.
Sure.
And we've got a lot of states still to cover. We're divided into 8 divisions, and each division into the state, and each state into the congressional districts. So hopefully, at some point, we have 435 battalions across the country, and if we have that and the support of America, and they see their veterans standing up, maybe America will stand up.
Well said. Dr. Scott McGill, thank you very much. We appreciate it very much. And Veterans in Defense of Liberty. So, again, BBB has been attacking them. Dr. Scott, we'll get our listeners engaged and see what we can do to help you.
Bless your heart.
Thank you very much,
Keep
sir.
up the good work.
We'll do it. Appreciate it very much. Thanks for your service as well.
Stay up to date with Rush to Reason after the show on Twitter at Rush to Reason and on Facebook.com/Rush to Reason.
All right, Rush to Reason, Denver's Afternoon Rush, KLZ 560. So, yeah, I'll be in trouble if I say this, but I'm just not a BBB fan.
No.
Never have been. Because basically it's extortion.
That's exactly what it is.
Sort of like Yelp.
Oh, Yelp's definitely
Yelp is extortion. If you don't pay Yelp the money they want, good luck on getting any kind of good feedback.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yelpers. I hate Yelp. I'm going to get in trouble for saying that. They'll have some negative review on Yelp about Rush to Reason.
That's okay. That's good.
I really cannot
That's good,
stand
because
that.
anytime the left is upset with us, we're doing the right thing.
Yelpers drive me nuts. They really do.
I mean, the BBC should know better than to go after 501c4. That's a political group.
Yep.
It's not a charity.
Nope. Well, the BBB is really good at extorting money out of individuals. That's why it's interesting. I did business for almost 30 years, and I rarely was a BBB member. Why? Because I can't stand the way they do their stuff. I think it's extortion the way they do things. Sorry, if you work for them, I'm sorry. I guess you could come on here and defend yourself, but I don't see the value. Like
the mafia, if you want protection, here's what you're going to pay us. If we're going to protect your reputation, here's what you're going to pay us.
In a lot of ways, yes. I just don't like it. So just a side note. All right, I got something that I thought was interesting.